It was Christmas Eve in downtown Chicago. Snow fell softly on Michigan Avenue as shoppers hurried past decorated windows, their arms full of gifts. The street was alive with laughter, music, and the warm glow of holiday lights. But in the corner near a coffee shop, away from the crowd, sat an old man on a worn blanket. His name was Robert. He wore a faded coat, torn gloves, and a knitted hat pulled low over his gray hair. In front of him was a small cardboard sign that read, "Anything helps. God bless." Most people walked by without looking. Some dropped a coin or two, but Robert always smiled and said, "Thank you, Merry Christmas." That evening, a young woman named Emily rushed past him. She was on her phone, stressed and distracted. Her designer bag swung from her shoulder, and her high heels clicked loudly on the pavement. She had just left her office after a long day. Emily was a successful marketing executive. She had money, a nice apartment, and everything she thought mattered. But inside, she felt empty. Christmas used to mean something when she was a child. Now it was just another day. As she passed Robert, her phone slipped from her hand and cracked on the icy ground. "No, no, no," she gasped, picking it up. The screen was shattered. "Are you okay, miss?" Robert's gentle voice came from behind her. Emily turned, annoyed. "Yeah, I'm fine," she muttered, barely looking at him. Robert stood slowly, his old knees stiff from the cold. He walked over and handed her a small clean cloth from his pocket. "For your hands, there's blood." Emily looked down. Her palm was cut from the broken glass. She hadn't even noticed. She took the cloth, surprised. "Thank you," she said quietly. Robert smiled. "Be careful out there. It's slippery tonight." Emily nodded and walked away. But something about his kindness stuck with her. She stopped at the corner, looked back, and saw him sitting down again, shivering in the cold. She hesitated. Then she walked into a nearby cafe, bought a large coffee and a sandwich, and brought them back to him. "Here," she said, kneeling beside him. "It's cold. You should eat something." Robert's eyes filled with tears. "God bless you, young lady, thank you." Emily sat down beside him, ignoring the cold pavement. "What's your name?" "Robert," he said softly. "I'm Emily." She paused. "Do you have family?" Robert's face grew sad. "I did, a long time ago. My wife passed 10 years ago. My daughter, we had a fight. I made mistakes. She won't talk to me anymore." Emily's heart sank. "I'm sorry." "It's okay," Robert said. "I pray for her every day. I hope she's happy. That's all a father can want." They talked for a while. Robert told her stories about his life, how he used to be a teacher, how he loved Christmas because it reminded him of hope. Emily told him about her own life, her stress, her loneliness. For the first time in years, Emily felt something real. Before she left, she pressed a $50 bill into Robert's hand. "Merry Christmas, Robert." He tried to refuse, but she insisted. "Please, you gave me something tonight. Let me give you something too." Robert's voice cracked. "Thank you, Emily. You're an angel." Emily went home that night, but she couldn't stop thinking about Robert. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, remembering his words, "I pray for her every day." It reminded her of her own father. They hadn't spoken in 2 years after a stupid argument. Pride had kept them apart. The next morning, Christmas Day, Emily woke up early. She made a decision. She went back to the street where Robert sat, but he wasn't there. Panicked, she asked a nearby shop owner, "The old man who sits here, do you know where he is?" The owner shook his head. "He's usually here. Maybe he found a shelter for the night." Emily's heart sank. She searched nearby shelters, asking for Robert. Finally, at the third one, a volunteer nodded. "Yes, Robert's here. He came in last night. He's in the common room." Emily rushed. Inside, she found him sitting by a small Christmas tree, sipping hot soup. "Robert," she called. He looked up, shocked. "Emily?" She sat beside him, breathless. "I had to find you. I wanted to say thank you. You helped me realize something." "What's that?" he asked gently. "That kindness matters, that people matter. You reminded me what Christmas is really about." Tears filled her eyes. "And I'm going to call my dad today. Because of you." Robert's face lit up. "That's the best gift you could give me." Emily smiled. Then she reached into her bag and pulled out an envelope. Inside was $500 and a handwritten note. "I can't take this," Robert began. "You can, and you will," Emily said firmly. "Use it to get back on your feet. And if you ever need help finding your daughter, I'll help you. I promise." Robert broke down in tears. He hugged her tightly. "God sent you to me." "Maybe he did," Emily whispered. That afternoon, Emily called her father. They cried, they apologized, they forgave. And Robert, with Emily's help, found a small room to rent and started rebuilding his life. Months later, Emily helped him reconnect with his daughter. They met on a spring day in a park. It wasn't perfect. It was awkward at first. But it was a start. And it all began with one small act of kindness on a cold Christmas Eve.